Hi,
Hello,
how are you?
I'm good.
How's life?
It's the end of the year, we're tired. Yeah, but life is good, life is good. I'm alive, so that counts for something.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, why a Dance-ical?
Why a Dance-ical? Number one, because it's never been done before, and that's a thing which needs to be done. Number two, I'm a fan of dance. I've actually, I entered the theatre scene through dance, not through anything else. And number four, because number three, is that number three or number four? Now I'm confused. It's because dance speaks without words. Dance is a sincere form of art. You cannot lie through dance because your body can never lie. So that's why Dance-ical. It's a challenge that we just had to take up. Since 2013, that's when the idea of doing a Dance-ical came to mind. I didn't know what I would do. I didn't know which kind of Dance-ical we would do, but we formed a group with some dancers, and it's always been our dream to actually do a Dance-ical. It's a Dance-ical, so most definitely we're using our bodies to express and push a story, and with that comes a lot of exercise, a lot of lifts, a lot of flips, a lot of synchrony and rehearsals. We've been rehearsing like athletes, because that's exactly what we are right now. So and then on top of that we're still singing and acting, so it's been tiring. Why is this different? In every Khweva production, there's always been those two iconic dances that guys always wonder, how did they come up with that? How are they able to embody that through dance? Because of the audience's reaction to all our dance pieces that we've done before, we were like, okay, let's push the limits and actually bring these dances into one block or one unit. So instead of having someone say how sad they are, they dance it. Instead of having someone say, I'm going here or doing this or whatever, they actually dance it. So it's different in that it's everything that we've been doing for the last, in the last 4 productions that we've done, all compressed into one Dance-ical. So instead of the normal 5 or 4 dances that we do, we have a total of 17 dances that are pieces that are joined into one blended story. Bulk of the choreographers are people who've actually been doing productions with us before. They've been dancers before, but now to assess whether they can choreograph or not, what happened is I took a backseat on the most recent productions, which they are the ones who've been choreographing. So I actually let them choreograph stuff that was going to go up on stage and represent us. So they're not coming in as new choreographers, they have done this countless times before. So that's how more or less we ended up with the choreography team that we have. Even despite me being among the main choreographers, my own piece didn't make it because it wasn't up to par. Yeah, and also because it wasn't fitting into the story as it came out. So I had spent a whole 3 weeks making this piece. We had performed it outside as something else, but then when I brought it forward to be used in the show itself, yeah, I didn't make it. But it's for the good of the show. You just imagine if that piece, and it's one of those pieces which actually touched me, if that didn't make it because it didn't hit the standards that are there. So what are the standards that are actually going up on stage? So that tells you it's quite intense. Before you see anyone coming to teach a dance, that dance there's so many boxes that have been ticked. That's why it's being taught. Some other ones, we've had chorals, because somebody has spent a whole month making a dance and he doesn't make it. We had already signed up for that. So we kind of knew not everyone is going to be happy. Okay, going to feel good, but we're all going to be happy. Yes. We had 2 rounds of auditions where we were just assessing whether somebody can dance and act and sing. I was expecting a lot when we started off with the auditions. We had a very limited slot and everything, so we had to kick out some people. Then as the rehearsals grew more intense, some people actually dropped out, but we actually had provided for that. So we started off with I think we were 54 if I'm correct, but the ideal number that we had in mind was 40. That is everyone who's being involved in this production. So as things went by, you can see 14 people dropped out because they couldn't keep up. But the people who remained, oh my God. I normally say if you can walk, you can dance. Even when you can't walk, for as long as you have rhythm, you can dance, whether with whatever movement that you can do. If you can move, you can dance. These guys have actually shown me that that is the truth. Because some of them were not exactly experienced dancers, but they wanted to learn and they were willing to rehearse and be subjected to the brutality that we have been subjected to, and the results show. So some of them came in as amateurs, and right now they're the ones who are leading the rehearsals. I got more than what I even expected, to be honest. From an individual level, I'm actually astounded by most of these guys because they have put their best in. They've never been tired. We've had guys who've had asthma attacks, collapsed, but they showed up the next day. So I just wonder how you almost die but you go back to the same den that almost killed you. Definitely it's inspired me as a human being, to be honest, because right now there's a lot of complacency and indifference that exists in our society, but this lot shows me that guys are willing to put in their best. Even without the incentives that most companies offer, young people are actually willing to pursue their art and actually learn and keep learning. So that has really inspired me. I think it's what's keeping me young, despite my age. But what I mean is, when I come back from work and I'm stressed and everything, and I see them doing what they're doing despite them having school and having their families and all these other issues to deal with, but they still show up and do all of this, that tells me that there is hope for us. What you have to look forward to is a unique piece of art. Khweva, we always try to outdo ourselves. All the previous productions, we've attempted and tackled topics that were a bit not controversial, but need to be spoken about. For this one, it's specifically about FGM, tradition versus modernism, and you'll be shocked with how we lay it out, because it's not as black and white as it seems. And the beauty about what's going up on stage, it's artwork in terms of the singing, the dancing, the acting, the set, the props. Everything that's being done is being done by young people internally, so they have the freedom to express themselves and actually put forth their ideas. So what you're going to see is what the youth can actually do when they're just given the opportunity to do it. As an African, as a Kenyan, that's something we need to pursue. Now that we exist in a global, in a global scenario where we are influenced by so many things, we also need to remember that we have a culture, we have stories, and this is what it's all about.